Hello friends, welcome in the next video. In today's video we will make a very basic application in Angular, very basic app like a counting app in which we can count numbers, do decrement, increment, reset the number. These three functionality we will perform. Okay, so we are going to do this today logically. This is basic counting and app in Angular. Okay, we will do this. So let us remove first all the code, remove all the CSS, and remove all the black code. Now just Control S, and you will see nothing here. So everything has gone. Now let us start from building this counting app. First we will go in our HTML file and just write h1 tag and counting app. Okay, so this will print counting app. Now I want to handle this counting. I want to when I click on the buttons, so I will create three buttons here. Okay, three buttons I will create. First, I want some value, so I will create a paragraph in which I will put 0. Now I want that the 0 should be increased when I click on the button. I will create some buttons over here. Button. I will name these buttons as increment, means increase the number. Reset to 0, and the other is decrement. So these three buttons we have created. When I click on increment button, it should increase. When I click on decrement, it should decrease. So I have to handle all these. What I will do there, I will just basically I will create function in Angular. I will go to the HTML, the TypeScript file. I will create a property called as count, which will hold this counting, So I will create a property number equal to 0 over here. Now I have three ways to handle these. I can create different methods, like I will create a function like handle increase increment. This function will only handle increment. When I will call this function, what will happen? This dot count means this count property belongs to this class will increase by 1 plus 1. This will happen on increment. So let us check this how it works. Go to the button increment and use the event on click. Sorry, click event, not on click. Equal to, and just paste that function over here. And now this will basically work. It will increase the count, I guess. Currently it's not increasing. Let us see what's the problem here. Okay. Currently this Angular app has some problem. Let us run again it. ngserve. ngserve is the command which runs the Angular application in the terminal for VS Code. So now let us run it. Okay, so friends, actually we have an issue. Uh, If you understood the issue, please can you tell in the comment why this, when I clicking on this increment, why this is not updating the zero? Can anyone tell this reason? Okay, you can pause the video and just think about it. Okay, and must write in comment that why this zero is not updating actually. This is very logical thing. Think about this. Why this zero is not updating on clicking the increment? I hope you have understood about this. Let us go. The reason why this everything is fine. See, when I call this function, the count will be updated by 1. This dot count is equal to this dot count plus 1. But it's not updating over here because in our HTML5 we haven't updated it. We have written 0. We are not using interpolarization. Without interpolation, we can't update that. So what we will do here? Now we will put over here count. Okay, and we have defined by default the count as 0. So now it will update. Okay, so this is the way. So understood things that this count should be a dynamic thing. It's not like written a 0 on UI and it will update automatically. No, we have to put it on the UI in the HTML file by interpolarization. We are showing that it's a dynamic value. It should be updated and it's taken from here. We have by default defined it as 0 and we are updating by itself function. Now other thing I have to do, I have to do decrement. I have to do decrement. So I will handle decrement as well. So I will create a new function called as decrement. Handle decrement over here. And in this function we will do this dot count, this dot count minus equal to 1. This will basically decrease the count. And we are not passing any function parameters over here, so we don't need any function parameters. So I will go here and just in the decrement button I will just change it as DEC, and I guess it will work. So it worked actually. See, okay, so decrement had worked. So basically we have two ways. We can use this way. This means that these are assignment operators basically. This dot count is equal to this dot count minus 1. So this, in this way we can short. We can also do this like count plus equal. Now any value will come will added by 1. See, okay, so it is working fine. Other we will handle reset function. Handle reset. And here what we will do, just think what we can do over here to just reset the count. Think about this. I have increased, I have decreased the count. Now if I want to do reset the entire count, what I can do? Just think logically. Because thinking is all about not learning or doing rectification. Thinking is all about. So what we will do? We will do this 0. And when we decrease or increase, it will do it as 0. Okay. So let us call this function over HTML. Without calling it will not run. So we will go over here, use the event as click and call those functions. Reset. Just go over here, increase, it will be resetted now. Okay, so our logic has happened. Now I have a question. Now we have done this work in just 5 minutes. I guess 5 minutes. Sorry, 9 minutes. Okay, no issue. This is very basic thing. So what logic we have done here? Let us revise once again. We have created a property called as count, which we had defined by default as 0. We had shown that count on the UI page over here, that this is the count, and we have done use interpolation I have taught interpolation in previous topics, previous videos. Interpolation, by using interpolation, we made it dynamic, it will change accordingly. We have created buttons in which we have called the functions. This is very simple step. We have just called this function and we have used those functions in TypeScript. Now I want to call this reset function. So reset is okay. Everything is done. When I want to reset, I can reset. When I want to decrease, I can decrease. My problem is, my question is that why it's going minus. I don't want any number to go to minus. When I reach 0, when I click on decrement, it should not go minus. What I can do here? Just I did increment, I did reset, and when again click on decrement, it's going minus. I don't want it to be minus. I want it to be to 0. When I click on decrement, it should be only 0, not minus 1, minus 2, anything else. So what can be done here? Why? How can? So this thing we can handle over here. We can put a condition the count if the count is more than 0. Sorry, if the count is less than 0. Less than 0 means minus. If the count is less than 0, what we will do? We will do the count as 0. Now this will not update to minus 1 and else. Now it will not. See, it will just work over here. See, okay. So this was the logic. Uh, okay, so Angular is not only front end; it's also logical part, and I always request you to first master the logical part only, because once you clear the logical part, the CSS part will, the styling part will automatically you will understand, or you can use AI tools or other things. AI can easily replace the front end part, but in the back end part you have to put the logic by yourself. AI can't do that logic, so you will be never replaced for the logic. So this is the thing. Now I will design this part. I will design basic. What I will do over here, I will go. First I will design this style, color, red, and just do it as little red. You see it's updated, and change it is like counting app in Angular. Now we will update our count, this count part. Let us work on this part. Add a class called as count. Now go to the CSS file which is linked over here. This CSS and this HTML file are used over here in the component decorator. See here. So that's why these files are working, otherwise they will not work. Now I will use the count class over here. Uh, in the count I will give the background color as gray. And I will just do its width as 30 pixel. Okay, so its width is done as 30 pixel. Let us do it as 50 pixel. You can see that my application is automatically saving because I have enabled the auto save feature. This feature is present in the file folder and this auto save. It automatically saves our application. We don't need to save or do. So let us do its width as 50 pixel, 60 pixel. No, Okay, and text align is center. CSS is not so hard. CSS is not much harder as like logical part is very important. The part the logics are never replaced. Okay, so this is this we have designed this button as count. Let us do it more design. Let us do it gray instead. Now it's looking more good. Do its padding as padding 20 pixel. See its padding working. It's too much. Okay, it's enough. 70. Now it looks good. It's looking good. Now when we click on decrement, we see you can see that we okay. This is the work of count we have done. Now let us design our buttons. So let us put some classes in the buttons. Class button. Put the same class over here. Let us design this class. Border radius is 50%. This will do our buttons as round. The other thing we can do is this padding 20 pixel, margin right 20 pixel. Okay, margin auto, margin auto won't work here because we already given the margin right as 20 pixel. Now we have to do it as text align as center because we want them in the center position. Okay, so we have to put this text in between. So basically we can do the text in center. We have to do this button in the center. So what we can do over here, if this doesn't work in the button, what we can do, we have created div. We taken all these three buttons in a div. So we will design it like style, and text align center. This will do all the button in the center position. Okay, of the application. The other part, what we have to do, we have to do the background color of these buttons. So just create other classes, go in the class, like give the bg red, give different classes over here. So we will give it red. We will give it as gray, and we will give it as green. Okay, and we will now do work on these classes. These are not automatic classes like Bootstrap. These are manual classes we need to create. Let us work on the BG red. Background color is red. Okay. These are basically nothing but classes. So this is all about this counter. When we click on this, the other one thing we can make more. We can make a class like hover. So we are going to make a class hover. Design it. Button slash hover. We know one thing, cursor as pointer. Okay, so we want to also we have done a cursor pointer. So this thing. Okay, let us do it as a button slash hover. We have a class button. Okay, when we do it as hover, which we want the border color as black. We can hover over this class. Let us check how our hovering is working or not. Let us do it as zero. Okay, our hovering is working. Okay, when we just like if I click on the increment, no reset. Okay, so these are buttons. So this is with this in this way we have designed a basic Angular counting application in which we can increase, we can decrease, we can reset. So this was all about the basic counting application. This video has cleared your logics like how to create a function, how to create a functions and how to do them in HTML format, how to call those functions. Now let us see one thing. Suppose I want I don't want to use these three functions. I just wanted to use a one function, and in this one function I can handle all everything. Everything should be handled in this one function. I don't want to create so much code. What I will do, see, let us delete it. Now it will not work. So it's not working now. Let us create a function like handle click. Just created a function. This handle click will be manage everything. This handle click. Let us put a value as a string. See what I am doing. I have passed a function parameter as a string. This string is the function parameter. Now this things will not work. Now what I have to do, if I will put some conditions, if my value is equal to plus. Plus is nothing but a random text. I can write anything over here. I will do this dot count plus equal to 1. Okay. Other condition what I have to do, if other condition I can use here like else if my value is equal to minus, what it will do, it will decrease the count. And the other condition else it will do it as 0. So everything is handled in one method only. We don't need to create manually other methods. So here you can see handle click. This function has three conditions. Okay, these three conditions will work accordingly. Now what I have to do, I have to use this function. Okay, and I have to pass those values, but it will not work currently. How it will work, if I pass the value like plus, and in decrement I pass like minus, and in reset I haven't declared any value over here. So you can see I haven't declared any value. So this is we have defined by ourselves values. Like I can do anything over here. Suppose I do it as minus. Uh, suppose I do it as subtract. Anything. It will work same. Suppose I do it as subtract. It will work do the work same. Now when I increase, I decrease. Everything will work fine. Okay. See here, this decrement is again giving problem. Can you tell why? Because when we deleted our that completed those functions, we got problem. So what I will do, I will put a condition over here. If this dot my count is lesser than 0, then it will what it will do, this dot count equal to 0. Now it will not do decrement. So basically these words are nothing. Don't go to these words. We have just defined anything like a string. I can also define here as number also. Anything I can define here. I can define it as like boolean. What I can do, I will do is a boolean. And what I can do over here, to see, do it as false. But it is not good. It's not a. It's a very bad practice using boolean. So when I go and I just do it as like I pass true over here and I pass false over here. I guess it will work. So see, it's working. By Boolean, it's working. So there's nothing. These are just parameters. These are just basic parameters, function parameters, and nothing else. They have no nothing like nothing importance. We can do anything over here. So we will just do it as string only. Here also we have to change. Okay. So now it will work accordingly, I guess. Okay, it's working. So this was all about our basic counting application in Angular. We can do counting by this application.